Hello all, and welcome back to Liliana's Legends. This is Chris, the owner of Liliana's Legends, the manager and the creator for the YouTube channel, and I also founded the company just back in July of 2021. So today I'm going to be covering a topic I covered in an older video, which was card condition standards. I called it grading. I should have called it conditioning. Tcgplayer has released a new style of grading standards or conditioning standards for whether it's near mint or damaged or anywhere in between. This is what they use when they're going through a store's reimbursement invoice. So if you've ever gotten an order through Direct, which comes in a nice little blue package with a hexagonal blue symbol with a white lightning bolt in it, that means it was shipped through Direct, meaning it came from them. They are guaranteeing you the card should be in the condition that you ordered it in, and then I am sending, for instance, my cards that I said were that condition to them. I have covered Direct in another video. Please go and check it out. I will put the link to that video in the description, as well as the card conditioning standards document that I am going over right now. So to start out, the card conditioning, it used to just be, okay, it was up to me if I said the card was near mint to damaged. Now, I actually like this style more. It is point-based. This document also gives the difference between conditioning and grading. When you're conditioning, you're performing an evaluation of whether the card is in a range, which includes measurements and other metrics, such as imperfections and how serious are these imperfections. And Tcgplayer goes off of this as well. Of course, there will always be human error, no matter what, because we all make mistakes. And condition severity exists for any product you're buying or you're selling. So there are multiple different kinds of imperfections, like edge wear, where you see that, hey, there's some like loss of color or a sheen or something along the edge of the card, scratches when you see that on the face or the back of the card, gouges, scores, scuffing, pretty much. It's like when a foil clouds or there's scratch groups on it, surface wear from like that takes the aesthetic of that pristine the pristine look of the card away. It draws your attention to it because you didn't expect it to be there. There's grime, any kind of dirt or foreign substance on it. An indentation, pretty much a fingernail mark or any sort of dent or anything on it. A bend, so there's a bend, a crease, and a fold. It depends. The bend really depends on like how big is it, how noticeable is it easily or is it hard to notice. There's any faults, like, are there water drops on the card? Is there is the card splitting? Is it ripping? Is it peeling? What's happening to that card? Sorry if you see me looking down a lot. I am looking at the document right now as I am talking about it. There's also damage. This is such as tears, holes, sun damage, bleaching, any foreign substance on the card. In my opinion, if something were to fall under damage, that should be an automatic. The card's damaged. Don't even try to consider heavily played or moderately played. It's damaged in my opinion, but it still falls under the point structure for Tcgplayer. That's the only downside I see with this new conditioning standard that they're putting out to try to make it more consistent throughout the community. And then finally, there are defects, which are printing and manufacturing defects. I kind of don't agree with this one, only due to the fact that that's out of my control. That's out of anyone's control. These cards get mass printed. They get packaged. There really isn't anyone there looking at it, but the defect section, this includes any defect from inking to blurring. The card's crimped because it got caught up in the seal, which happened a few years back with one of the Magic sets where a decent number of the packs were actually crimped. Yeah, it wasn't like a whole box, but it was. People have reported it. Most people haven't seen it before, but there are YouTubers who have found this in Pokemon cards and all even. If it's miscut, like yes, if the alignment's too far off, if it's more than I'd say 70-30, it shouldn't be an intermint. But it's really up to the person how miscut is a serious defect. There's also the centering errors, which kind of goes with miscut in my opinion. And then there's the hollow foil stamp damaged or missing, and then the card being shifted. I'm not quite sure what shifted means. But there's imperfection severity scale, a minimal surface. There's 4 different levels. There's slight, moderate, minor, and major. I said those in the wrong order. It should be slight, minor, major. It's slight, minor, moderate, then major. Slight imperfections are minimal. It's less than 2% overall on the entire card. Minimal. Slight, by the way, is also 1 centimeter. No more than 1 centimeter in height and width. A minor is a noticeable one. It's no more than 2 centimeters. And it's in height and width, or it's less than 5% of the overall card. Moderate is a significant amount. It's no more than 3 centimeters or less than 10% of the overall card. Before I go into the major part, now with major, it's pretty much, if it's easily noticeable, it's more than that 3 centimeters on a standard playing card, Magic card, Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, Yu-Gi-Oh, MetaZoo, sports trading card, whatever. It's severe, or it's major, meaning it's severe. But the reason why they also give you a percentage of the card is because 3 centimeters on an average card, it's only gonna be about, so on this card right here, it's only gonna be to about here. So it pretty much cuts off right at the end of the name on this one. But the reason why they give the percentages is because think of the Pokemon Jumbo cards that you can get. 10 centimeters would be so tiny compared to the size of that card. So, of course, they want to make sure that it evens out. Now, for defects, defects they impact the card's integrity. Like missing the holo gem, I think what they're referring to is on the newer Magic cards. I want to say 2000 in the 2000 teens. Magic Gathering started putting this little tiny holo sticker on the bottom of their card. I sadly don't have one within reach right now. But that little holo sticker was put on the card on every rare and mythic card rather than just the set symbol. To make it easier to identify the rare or the mythic cards in the set. Because if you don't play Magic Gathering, you play MetaZoo or Flesh and Blood or never looked at Magic cards, the rarities go common, uncommon, rare, and mythic. Common, it's black. For the set symbol is turned black on the card. And then the uncommons are silver, the rares are gold, and the mythics are this weird, like, reddish orange color almost. I really feel like I need to get up and grab one to show you because it's hard to explain. And some of the set symbols were so small and it was hard to tell the difference between rarities. They added this little symbol on this little sticker essentially on the bottom that's imposed on the card. But it's just imperfections on the integrity of the card. But defects do not impact the card. Defects that do not impact the card's integrity are like the printing errors, the ink errors, missing ink, or any other imperfection that doesn't infect the card. Now, going back to the imperfections that do impact the card's integrity, Tcgplayer does say those would be considered damage. Would qualify as a damage. And cards with the types of imperfection, like the crimping, the miscut, the missing holo foil gems, and all, require a listing with a photo and can be listed under the condition, the card, when the and all. So it's like they do put some stuff in place. Two common defects though are curling, which is when a card may exhibit a 5mm flex of curling. It's measured by the gap between the card and the flat surface it rests on. So if you were to set the card down on the table and it's more than 5 centimeters, it impacts the condition of the card. If it flexes beyond the threshold, it's damaged beyond that 5mm, which, from my understanding, isn't really big. I don't know the metric system that well. The other one is centering. 70-30 without any impact to its condition. Once it's above that, it does affect the condition of the card. Now, the point structure. A slight problem. Slight is 1 point, minor is 2, moderate is 4, and major is 8 points. Now, the conditions for this is near mint. Up to 3 points of imperfections are allowed for a few types. Slight edge wear, slight scuffing, slight indentation, minor scratches, and slight defects. Not allowed are surface wear, grime, bend, fault, damaged. Moving forward, I'm going to give a couple examples and read what's not allowed and for each condition to try to keep this video a little shorter than it already is. Light played cards show signs of handling and play. Light played can be up to 6 points. Minor edge wear, minor bend, minor defect, slight grime, slight surface wear. So nothing that's moderate or moderate, major, or above kind of deal. What's not allowed is fault and damage, which is fair. Moderately played can be up to 12 points on the scale. This includes stuff like moderate edge wear, moderate scratches, minor surface wear, minor faults and defects. Next, we have our heavily played, which is a maximum of up to 24 points. And this includes stuff like major edge wear, minor faults, minor defects, minor scuffing, major scuffing, major grime, major scratches, that kind of stuff. Now, for both moderately and heavily played, what's not allowed is damage. Now, damage cards, if you've gotten to 24 points, it's damaged, period. In my opinion, before it gets to that point. By the time any card I'm grading would get to 18, I'd say it's damaged, no. Now for damaged, any moderate, major, or severe faults, any sort of damage, whether it's water, whether it's a fault, the card's folded in half, shifting with a full cut due to visibility, any bends in the card, foreign substances, including non-manufacturing ink, which means like Sharpie or black ink to try to cover up damage, or whiteout if it's a older core set card like that are whiteboarded like this, are all automatically considered damaged. Now, that concludes this document. I will put a link to the document down in the description, as well as a link to the Tcgplayer article on the release of this topic. This topic just came out today. I just got the email as a seller today. When I get more information on it myself, I will go ahead and post anything that I can in a future video. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It will be a huge help. It will show me that people are watching the videos and they enjoy them. And if you have any suggestions, please feel free to email me at the email in the description, or leave a comment on the video that tells me a TCG topic you would like me to cover. Anything from what is it like running the business, to as far as, hey, can you give us a brief rundown of PSA's grading standards? Thank you. Have a nice day, and I will see you later.